Sanhedrin Daf Amud Aleph, last line. You're mentioning about how crazy the people from Sodom were. Now we're going to talk about their interesting laws. Amr, they said that eat be'el ahad Torah, whoever had one ox, mirei ahad yoma has to graze all the oxen in Sodom for one day. The letle, if he had no oxen, l'rei triyam, he has to graze the rest of Sodom people's oxen for 2 days as like a punishment that he doesn't have. Ahu yatma bar alma, there was an orphan, the son of a widow. He had no oxen. Havlu Torah the Ma'ara, they gave him the entire neighborhood's oxen to graze. Ashaklinu v'katlinu, he went in and he killed them all. Amar lahu, he then told the neighbors, what a great guy. The itle Torah nishkol had mashka, whoever had one ox, let him take one skin, one of the hides that are dead. Let the Torah nishkol tre mashke, who had no oxen, let him take two. Amar lei, my high, how would you even think of that? Amar lei, he said, so dinar kitchedina. Well, the same way you started, the same way you ended. I had no oxen, I had to do it twice, therefore I get a pick of two hides when they're dead. Matthew did not eat with the after soft dinner, eat the hard radish coming haminai, let the radish go tray. Okay. The Avad Mavra native Hadzus, someone wanted to pass the water bridge has to pay one zuz. The law of Mavra native tray, if he went through a different way, he has to pay double, two. Odd. The Habil Tarad, the name someone had a row of bricks. After everybody would steal one. And the guy would want to get payment. Each guy would say, Anna I only took one. How can I pay you just for one? Similarly, they had garlic or onions they were selling. Everybody would steal one. When he would protest, the thieves would say, Anna I only took one. There were 4 judges in Sodom. Shakrai v'shakru'ai zayfa masfadina. Dimahada ittede harumaple, if someone hit his friend's wife and caused her a miscarriage, Amrei, the judge would tell the guy, Yahaven aleh, give your wife to the attacker. Din abren aleh, let him replace the baby for you by impregnating your wife. If someone chopped off the ear of his friend's donkey, I'm going to tell the guy, bring the donkey back bring the donkey to the damager till the ear grows back. If someone hurt someone else, I'm ready to tell him, pay him for hurting you, the shakala because he bloodlet for you, which back then they used to pay a specialist for. Now, if the halacha was if you crossed the river on a boat, you have to pay 4 zuz. I have the twin is that if you let's say you swam through the water, you pay 8 zuz. Didn't know how that one time a certain laundry guy came. He got there. I'm really have the Abbas say, okay, give us $4, 4 zuz for your boat. Amalu, he said, I crossed through the water. I'm gonna say, okay, I'm getting I give it 8. Because you crossed the water. He didn't want to give it. Padihu, they beat him up. I took him to the when he came for the judge for payment. Amarle to sue him. Amarle they just said to him, not only you have to pay with money, not only for it's pay 8 zuz for crossing the water, it's also pay money for the fact that he injured you and he made you bloodlet. Backwards. Eliezer Aben Abraham, Eliezer the servant of Abraham, came to Sidon. It happened to be there. Padiu, they heard him. After the he came for a judge. Amar the judge told him, have the igla the shakal pay this guy because he bloodlet for you. Shakal Gala, he took a stick. Then he hit that judge. Amar the judge said, my what are you doing? Amala agra the money that you owe me for bloodletting you, have another guy give it to the guy who hit me. Let the money stay where it is. The Sidimim had a bed that the guests would sleep. They don't like guests. If the guy was too tall and be over the bed, guys would cover his legs. Goats, if he was short and his legs did not reach it, they would stretch him out with a machine. And the other Abraham came there. Amr they said, okay, come lie in the bed. Amar Lahoni told them, I made a swear. After his mother died, he would never sleep on a bed. Therefore, he saved himself. You have a when a poor person would come to them. Each guy would give him a coin. And he had his family name on the coin. But if they don't have a nobody would give the guy bread as in payment for his coin. You have a meat when he died of hunger. After each guy would take his coin back. They also had a rule amongst themselves. Whoever invites someone, a non-Sodom guy to a wedding party, he shall be ripped off his clothing. Have a highly was a party. These are came to the Sodom day. They didn't want to give him bread. When he wanted to eat, he said at the end of the table. They said to him, who invited you? He pointed to the guy next to him. He said, he invited me. Now, Amar, that guy said to himself, they're thinking that I'm invited him. They'll rip off my clothes. So the guy next to him took his garment. He ran out. He grabbed the one sitting next to him, grabbed his own clothing, and he ran away. And he later reported to each one that he was the one who took that invited him, and they all left. Until they all left. And he ate the party himself. Have ya? But if he tells a lady to have a come after, if the anya bechasva should bring up bread to the poor people in her pitcher. Ikla milta, she found out. Shafil divsha, they put her in honey. The ochmina al gar should tied her to the top of the wall. I said the Buddha bachlu, the bees came and killed her. But the TV Yomar Hashem zakat is amra kiraba. Mark the marav. Ali scary va because of the maiden. Maraglim haylan by the people. Sorry, the Maraglim do not have the spies. Do not have share in the world to come. Shemar bayimutu anashim motzi edi bataras ra'ab magefa. Bayimutu namazeh magefa lamaba. עדת קורח אין להם הבא, שנאמר ותחת עליהם הארץ בעולם הזה ולבדו מתוך העולם הבא, דברי בעקיבא. ואז הוא אומר, no, עליהם הוא כתוב אומר, מהשם ומיקם חיים מוישה עליהו. The argument is not that the other said they're actually going to come up. זה נברם. עדת קורח אין להם הבא, שנאמר, he says, קורח is no, ראשון, נרצקום בפסוק says, ויתחס עליהם הארץ בעולם הזה ולבדו מתוך העולם הבא. דברי בעקיבא. רבידה בן בתרא אומר, הרי הן כעבודה המתבקשת, they're like a lost, something that you lose that you keep on looking for. I mean, you can't find them. שנאמר, טעיתי כסה עובד כקש עבדיך, כי מצוותיך לא שכחתי. ויקרא קורח took. Marash Lakish Shalakach Mekach Ralatmo. He took a bad purchase. Yeah, he invested badly in himself. Korach should not say Korach Haba Israel. He's called Korach because he calls a bold spy in Israel. I mean, a big portion got killed. Ben Yitzhar Ben Shertia Chalav et Kulam Ksaraim. He was the son of someone who he caused the entire world to be burned with fire because of the anger that he caused God. Ben Kihat Ben Shehikash. He also Ben Kihat because he embarrassed those who were related to him. Ben Levi said Leviah Gehinnom because he became the official escort for Gehinnom to bring people to Gehinnom. Ben Yaakov. Ben She'akav Asmil Gehinnom. You can even say that a son who caused himself to fall head over heels into Gehinnom. Maravish Mobai Yaakov Bikesh Shamilat Marash. Yaakov prayed for himself not to be associated with him. Shinamar Bistum Altavonav Shibek Hantan El Tachar Kavodi. Bistum Altavonav She'elim Maglim is to Raglin. Bekalam Tachar Kavodi. Zed Korach. I don't want to be part of them. Datan, when it Datan, She'avar dat kel, he opposed the messenger of God, which is Moshe. Aviram she'iber asmo ma'asot reshva, he forced himself not to do shva. The On, right? On ben Peled was the guy who joined Korach but was saved by his wife. Like we'll see what happened. On she'eshab ananut, he sat in mourning for those that died. Peled she'nasu b'pliyot, there was a miracle for him, like we'll see now. Ben Reuven, Ben Shira'ah Ve'Hevin, he understood that they were doing the wrong thing and therefore he backed out. Mara Rav says, Pel's wife said, Mara she told him, while you're joining Korach, what are you trying to accomplish? If Moshe lives, then you're still nothing. And if Korach wins, it'll also be nothing. Amalei said, okay, my Avid, you're right, what should I do? I took part in them, and also swore that I would join them. She told him, everybody knows that that the Korach and the people are very kadosh people. They were doing Gil Ishma. They just were backwards. And they were very holy people. She told them, go turn around, I'll save you basically. She gave him wine, but he became super drunk, so he can't walk out. That saves him from his swear. She put him inside their tent. She sat at the edge of the tent. She let down her hair. Called everybody who came saw her with her hair uncovered. They ran away. And then at the end they just left him behind and they ended up getting swallowed up by the earth. Korach's wife said to him, look what Moshe is doing. All right, so Korach was the opposite. She was instigating. She said, look what Moshe is doing. He's the king. His brother is Kohen Gadol. His brother's sons are the deputy Kohen Gadols. If the Truma comes, they say, give it to my nephew, the Kohen. The Levites take. Moshe says, you still give a portion to the Kohen. Additionally, Moshe forced you, Korach the Levi, and all other Levim, to cut their hair when they were putting out the Mishkan. He made fun of you. He disgraced you. Everybody was making fun of that you had no hair. Amar le, he told her, "Ha'ihunami kavik." Moshe also cut his hair because he's also Levi. Amar le, she said, no. Given the chlut since everybody was doing the same thing, it's like Amar ihunami tomoti nafshim plishtim. He basically is a euphemism. He's bringing up Pasuk as an example. The Gemara isn't putting it because this pasuk didn't happen yet in the story. It's like as if Moshe said, "Let me embarrass myself to embarrass the others as well. If I'm embarrassing them, let me embarrass myself." Lord, additionally, the Gemara like, and for example, Moshe said, "Make one string techelet for each corner of your bered for tzitzit." He said that if you want to know that techelet chashub, afek limen techelta vechasin lekul metivta. Make the whole beged out of techelet and make everybody in your bet midrash wear the same thing, all techelet clothing. And see what says, wise woman builds her house. Who saves her family. A woman, a foolish woman destroys it with her own hands. This is referring to the wife of Korach who destroyed everything she had. Korach and the people had 250 men. They were actually very, very distinguished people. They were so knowledgeable, they knew how to add the Shana Me'obar, the extra month in the year, and the extra days in the month. Anshe Hashem, they were famous. Everyone knew them throughout the whole world. Moshe heard and fell on his face. What did he hear? They suspected him of having of being with their wives. They used the lashon of kinav, jealousy, like a sota. Each one warned his wife being alone with Moshe. That's when Moshe left the camp and stayed outside the camp. Moshe went to them. There we see from here, from the fact that even though Moshe knew he was right, he told the Tanna Ram he wants to talk to them. They said to him, "You want to talk? You come to us." And he went. So don't be the person who exacerbates a fight, even if you know you're right, and say, "No, I gave them the chance to talk. They don't want to talk. I'm not doing it." No, he said, "Okay, I'll come to you. No problem. Tell us in a cause peace." Whoever continues a fight is over ilav. A person who does this is chayav tzaraat. Whoever argues against the kingdom of David deserves that a snake should bite him. Whoever argues against his teacher, who's teaching him Torah, it's like he's arguing against God himself. Whoever fights with his teacher, it's like he's fighting with God. Whoever complains about his teacher, as if he complains about God himself. Whoever thinks badly of his teacher, as if he thinks bad about God. באלוקים ובמשה. עושר שמור לבעליו לרעתו. Shlomo HaMelech wrote that he saw evil. He saw people hoarding the rich people hoard their fortune and it causes bad things. What does that mean? Korach refers to Korach's riches. Korach and people in general, when they have wealth, it can cause them to make him arrogant, and that will bring them upon the downfall. Korach's treasure were carried by 300 mules, that they just carried the keys to the treasure boxes. This is a exaggeration just to show you how wealthy he was. The keys were fitting on 300 mules. Their old keys were made out of leather. So it wasn't like heavy metal keys that they had to, it was a lot of keys, a lot of locks, meaning he was very wealthy. Yosef HaTzadik had 3 treasures he hid in Mitzrayim. One, Korach got. One of them, Antionis, the king, Caesar, that was friends with the Yehuda, found. And one is for the Tzadikim. Korach was not swallowed by the earth, and now he was not burned by the earth when he got in the earth. He wasn't swallowed. Everybody who was with Korach. Sounds like Korach, he not him himself. He wasn't burnt. 52 men got burnt. Korach, not himself. But Hitan, a different Braita says opposite. Korach and Nesrafim and Avdin. He was burnt and swallowed. Nativ Otam Vet Korach. Nesrafim Nativ. ואש יצמד השם ותאכל 50-200 איש וקורח בעלה and Korach was included in one of them. מה דבר? מה כתיב בפסוקים? שמש וירח עמד זבולה לאור חצך ילכו ולמי שעשו מלא שמש וירח לזבול. When Korach was arguing against Moshe, the sun and the moon came from the one of the seven heavens of Zebul, and it came to Hashem. He said before God, Imatao said, Din ben Avram, if you show that Moshe Rabbeinu is correct and prove these Rishaim wrong, and it said we will go light up the earth. But if not, don't say we won't light up the earth. Actually, God himself had to shoot arrows at them, forcing them to do what they're supposed to do. And he said to them, you never argued when Bnei Yisrael were doing Avodah Zarah, or when the kings bowed down to you instead of me. He tells the son, but you do protest for the sake of a human. And now, even nowadays, that people are not worshiping Hashem and they're worshiping God and the moon, they're worshiping the sun and the moon. They also don't illuminate until God hits them with their arrows to protest what people are not serving God. Amar Moshe said to God, in B'riyah Gehinam Mutav. If Gehinam's a creation, good, let them fall inside there, Korach and his followers. If not, Yivra Hashem, let God create it. Now, like Mar says, Lamai. How can you say that? If you want to say that God should create a new Gehinam for them, but only the things were created during the 6 days of creation were created. Not you can't create something new. Ella must be it must be he's asking God to bring the portal of the opening to closer to where they are. The sons of Korach did not die. Tanam says, they said in front of see, a place was set up high for the sons of Korach in Gehinam. They sat and they said, saying praises to Hashem, and that's the way they avoided getting punished. Amen.